What's happening, people? Hope you're all well. I hope you've enjoyed your day, and I hope you Gooners have managed to settle down a little bit, me included. Bit of ranting last night, a bit of raving last night, and I've calmed down now. I hope all of you have. I hope you've had a good day. I hope you've enjoyed today as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about Arsenal transfer rumours, because there's been some today which have not really shocked me, I suppose, when I look at the way this club's being run at the moment, but I suppose has surprised in certain areas of the field after last night's performance and of the last few games. And also, if I'm honest with you, most of the season, it's been clear to me that we need a striker. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the people we are being linked with, and we're going to fling up a couple of rumours that have arisen today that I'm not really sure about, if I'm honest with you, because I don't know actually much about the players that are being linked with. Of course, all of these links, I never say it on this channel. I am not an ITK. I am not Fabrizio Romano. I never claimed to be. And if I'm honest with you, I wouldn't want to be, because it would drive me insane. But I just share information that I hear. I just talk about what is being rumoured around Arsenal's and transfer rumours so far. And let's discuss the positions that we think we need. I think it's quite clear for me where we need options. But let's have a chat with you guys and see where you're at. Interesting for me today to see that we are linked with Amadou Onana. He's a player in midfield that we looked at. He's only 22 years old. He's got some attributes I like. He's got some attributes I don't like. He's being claimed as a defensive midfielder. Now, I'm not so sure if I see him as just a defensive midfielder. I think there's definitely some other attributes to his game. I've spoken to a lot of Everton fans who have said that he is definitely more of a box-to-box midfielder, and he can do a lot driving forward on the ball. And it's a player that I've always quite liked in Everton's starting 11. He's not a player that I look at and go, wow, but he's certainly a player I've looked at and thought, yeah, you are definitely somebody that a lot of teams are going to be linked with, just due to his attributes in terms of his presence. I think he's got some physical attributes in midfield, which allows him to be a bit of an enforcer and a battler. But actually, he's got a lot of technical ability on the ball as well. And if you look at the likeness in players, you can see why over the years we've lacked something like that in our midfield. I'm not saying he's the answer. I'm not saying we're going to go win the league with Amadou Onana, but I can see why we're being linked with him. Doesn't excite me as much as potentially a Kefren Turam or a Yusuf Fofana would, but on the flip side of that, and to defend that, he is Premier League proven at least. He's not come to Everton and had a shocker. Everton want to keep hold of him. It's not a player they look at, want to try and get rid of. So it is going to cost us some money, and the rumour is around about £50 million. Now, if we've got £50 million to spend on a midfielder, I really, really will be surprised if that is where our money's going and it's not going up top. Because £50 million to me could be put towards Ivan Toney. And if you throw in a midfielder or a winger or a striker with that money, I'm sure that will get close enough to what Ivan Toney would want to make murmurs around him wanting to leave and start to kick up a bit of a fuss if Brentford were to reject that. So it really does seem like Arsenal are not interested in a striker. And I'll come on to that in a minute as to why that's even more crazy for a couple of other positions that we're being linked with in terms of rumours and transfers. Listen, I don't think Amadou Onana is a terrible player. It's not someone I'll be shocked if we went and got for what a load of rubbish, what a waste of money. But could that be spent wiser? Could we spend a little bit less and go for Yusuf Fofana? Or maybe Kefren Turam would be around 50 million over at Nice. I don't know. I just look at the position and understand why we're going for that player. He's more of a box-to-box than just somebody who sits and holds. He does go backwards and forwards. He's got a good engine on him from what I can see. The only thing I will say, in front of goal, apparently Everton fans say he's woeful. He doesn't score many goals. He's not really a player you look at to make creative sparks, but his passing ability is really good. He's 6'4". He's definitely got the ability to play further forward, but he has only got 2 goals in 47 appearances for Everton. It's not a player that you look at to score goals, but he'll certainly be able to give some form of box-to-box option if Declan Rice was not available. Now, let's have it right, people. We know, right, that Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, and Martin Ødegaard are the 3 that we all are waiting for. We're all waiting for that 3, right? Will that trio ever be fit? A lot of people have said. But some people are saying that this is not a problem and that it's a striker. I've got to be honest with you guys. I think it's both. I think we've been left short in both. In that position in box-to-box midfield, we are weak. And up top, we're weak. Let's just say it how it is. Let's not try to get one position covered. Why are we always trying to get one? What would you prefer? Would you prefer a midfielder or a striker? How about both? Would you prefer us to get a fullback or a winger? How about both? These are all positions we need to be covered, right? So why are we mucking around trying to get one when there's 4 or 5 holes in our team still? So that's what I look at. I really do. A lot of people in the chat saying that we should push for other positions. Maybe we could push for Vlahovic. AJ in the chat saying that Zubimendi would cost £2 million more as a release clause, and he's a far better player. More of an anchor deep lying midfielder than Onana, if I'm honest. And maybe when you look at the options that we need, that's not what's on our radar. We need more of a box-to-box midfielder because Rice, Partey, and Jorginho and El Neni can all anchor. But honestly, going for players in other positions other than a centre forward at the moment seems absolutely crazy for me as a priority. But we can't sit there and say we don't need them. We need so many players, man. And people have been crucifying me for calling it a 6 out of 10 window, crucifying me for saying that it's out of order. Declan Rice, Jurriën Timber, David Raya, Kai Havertz. This is a 9. Come on, guys. Are we actually serious? Like, if I asked you to rate the summer window now out of 10, would you agree that it's closer to a 6 than a 9? Declan Rice, by the way, in that one signing, put it up to most of that 6. Yeah, that's one player. We needed so much more. So there's issues at fullback. Oh, but Timber's injured. There's issues in midfield. Yeah, but Partey's injured. There's issues up top. Yeah, but it's Jesus. I don't really understand how many more excuses we need, man. Let's just stop making excuses, please, because it does get frustrating. You make a point, yeah, but. Why can't you just say, oh, yeah, good point. Actually, there are concerns. And here's the solution. It's like we've thrown excuses for this manager when actually, you actually spoke to him. He'd probably say, yeah, we are trying to strengthen in that area. So how about just keep it stum, yeah, and have a conversation instead of trying to shoot people down when they have an option or potential solution to it? Because who do you want to bring on in this team? Reece Nelson or Pedro Neto? Who do you want to bring on in this team? Eddie Nketiah or Ivan Toney? Who do you want to bring on from the bench if Saliba is injured? Kivior or Diamande? Or Joachim Anderson? Or even Lewis Dunk? Someone crazy like that, yeah? Who do you want to bring on? Let's be real. Who do you want to bring on? I would rather them free than Kivior at right centre-back. That's a fact, yeah? Who do you want to bring on at left-back? Kieran Tierney? Oh, no, he's out. He's gone. He's gone to Spain. Nobody knows why, by the way. Because he can't play left inverted. He can't play inverted. What, and Kivior can? Have you seen him? He can't even play football, that guy. I'm sure he's not a footballer. I've looked at him now and I'm thinking, that you've got some attributes that you really should not be in the position that you're at. I look at what he has done in training, apparently, as a quickest player ever. Quicker than Bellerin, quicker than Walcott, quicker than Henry. I've seen Milk turn quicker than that guy. That guy looks like Mertesacker at left back. He can't run. Crazy. So there we go. That's where I believe we're short. We definitely are short at right wing because Saka is dead, needs to be dropped. We're definitely short up top. We don't have any creative midfielder we can rely on other than Ødegaard, and even he's struggling at the moment because Vieira is injured. Smith Rowe, when they're fit, they don't really create anyway. Havertz, don't even start me on that guy. Jesus Christ. I've had people in more WhatsApp groups telling me Kai Havertz has played well last night. Oh, dear me. Kai Havertz played well last night, apparently, people. Yeah, missed a header from 4 yards and should have scored with his left foot and tried to take 2 touches. Could have laid it off to Nelson or Saka, but decided to fluff his lines. Shall I keep going? Nah, I'm done. He will be up there with one of the worst signings Arsenal have ever made, by the way, and that's on Mikel Arteta too. Big up Matt, Southern Gooner. Make sure you go follow Southern Gooner, please. People says, morning, afternoon, Dan, the man. Don't let Arteta spend another cent. The man has shown he is wasteful with what's been given to him. Sign a manager. Listen, there's a lot of people talking about that now, and they're saying that Mikel Arteta has had enough to spend. And do you know what? Who can say that's wrong? £700 million spent in 4 years over 8 windows, and look at our squad at how many gaps there are in it. Just said there's 5 or 6, and maybe there's even more players that need upgrading, because there's definitely 5 that need upgrading. Let me tell you that right now, at least. So, big up, Matt. Don't let Arteta spend another cent. Listen, Mikel Arteta and Edu are both to blame for this. Edu doesn't get a pass here, by the way, because let's talk about the recruitment very quickly before we come into the last few rumours. Yes, they've made some good signings. I'm not denying that. I think Erdogan's a good signing. I think Gabriel is a good signing. Jesus, Zinchenko, Partey, White, Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, they've made some signings that I like, if I'm honest with you. Some of those I don't love, but I think have been good. Now let's talk about some of them that have been really bad, shall we? Let's talk about some of them that have been really bad. Kai Havertz is going to be one of them to add to it. But let's not go there. Let's talk about Lokonga, Dani Ceballos, Willian, Tavares, Cedric, Pablo Marie, Matt Turner, Runnison, even Matt Ryan, to be fair, who actually probably wasn't as bad as the other three, but let's be real, weird signing. Jorginho has come in. Oh, he does a job. He's great. Judges was telling me he was exceptional last night. I mean, come on, man. I love Lee Judges, but he wasn't exceptional last night, was he? Let's be real. There's no way he was exceptional. So, Marquinhos, another guy in the chat. Well done. Another guy in the chat. Highbury Truth says Marquinhos, another one. To be fair, that was, let's be real. I mean, let's be real. There's not been many that have been hits when you look at the list of ones that have not been. You know, people say this manager has recruited really well and Edu is the guy and he deserves an award. When I look at it, let's be real, man. It's kind of what, 60-40, maybe 50-50 now. If we look at the signings so far, David Raya, is that going to be a hit? I don't think Havertz is going to be a hit. I personally don't think Havertz is going to be a hit. But today's rumours, no striker. No striker. No striker links whatsoever. Absolutely none whatsoever. Austin Trusty, that's another one. Big up. Fabio Vieira, another one. Fair play. Let's look at another couple of links, shall we? Because the other day we were linked with this guy. I don't know much about him. Yorbe Vertessen, 17-year-old, not even 18 years old. Can play at centre-back and at left-back. The guy has made 27 appearances for Ajax. And obviously he was in the youth side before that. He has scored 1 goal. He's 6 foot. And he's apparently going to be a very good player. He's got high ceiling, he's got potential, etc., etc. So does that mean that we've given up on Jacob Kiwior then? Is he going and we're trying to get this guy in? Question mark. Listen, I hear a lot of good things about this guy, but 17-year-old, we're going for a title. We're buying a 17, 18-year-old. Are we actually for real? Like, is that something we're actually going to be doing? Does anyone know much about this guy? Is my question to you. Does anybody watch Dutch football and can tell me that this guy is fantastic? Because I can tell you what Ajax are doing right now in the Dutch league, if you really want. Not very well at all. Down the bottom. Harto is similar to Timber. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe he's the opposite side to Timber. Maybe he can do a bit of what Timber does in terms of fullback and centre-back. But at 17 years old, he's proven absolutely nothing. And that is going to be another player that we look at as a young player, a young prospect. And let's be fair. We don't want young prospects, do we? We want players that are ready right now. That's what we need. Players that are ready right now. Players that are ready to come in and show some leadership, some mentality, and actually get the team going. And a young 17-year-old in Yorbe Vertessen, I'm sure he'll be a great player one day. But is that going to excite Arsenal fans? Not for me. Not for me. The other player we've been linked with is a release clause of £34 million is Jeremie Frimpong. Now, at Bayer Leverkusen, they're absolutely flying. And Xabi Alonso is absolutely killing it. He's a manager who's come in without much experience, has actually gone for it. To be fair, he really has done well. And this is a team, by the way, that have got Bayern Munich and Harry Kane in it. And they're smashing it. Absolutely fair play to them. This player, apparently at right wing back, he's played for Celtic, I believe, is very highly rated. He is a player I look at. I think is he 20 years? He's 23 years old. Right wing back, 5'8". Man City as a youngster, and then went to Celtic and now at Bayern Leverkusen. 14 goals in 85 games. A player that excites a lot of people watching German football. I don't know much about him because I don't watch much German football, but apparently he is one of the right wing backs that a lot of people are looking at. And there's a release clause of £34 million. Are we going to go and get another right back? Are we actually going to go and get another right back? Let me ask that question. Do we need another right back? Yeah, when we've got Cedric sitting there who can't get a game. We've got Tomiyasu. We've got Ben White. We've got Julian Timber when he comes back. Are we going to go and get another right back? Or are all of our right backs now having to play left back or centre back? How about just go and get 2 left backs, 2 right backs, and 4 centre backs like everybody else does? But no, we're doing things differently. I don't know much about this guy in terms of his consistency, but from what I'm hearing, apparently he's one of the most sort of in the Europe at the moment in terms of that position. So it's a player that I think would excite a lot of Arsenal fans that do watch him. And I think he is very, very high up the pitch, though. I think he's more of a wing back than a right back. I'm not too sure how good he is defensively. A lot of people in the chat are saying as well. That is not going to be an option defensively. And rightly so. Why would he leave Bayern Leverkusen at the moment? They're absolutely flying. They're going for a title. They're in Germany, and Xabi Alonso is very, very highly rating this guy. So why would he leave? No idea is the answer. Certainly not for us at the moment. It's not looking like an option in my books. And we've been linked with, you guessed it, a left back. Over in Fenerbahce, we have been linked with Ferdi Kadioglu. I don't know much about him. I really don't. He is a player that is being targeted at the moment, and we are scouting. He is a 24-year-old fullback that can play again very high up, that has played in midfield and as a left wing back as well. 5'9", left on the left of fullback and left wing back. He's played 126 games for Fenerbahce. He has got 10 goals. He was on NEC before that, where he got 11 goals in 61. So he's not really an inexperienced player. He's been over in that league for over 100 games, which means that he's got used to it over there. And we've been linked with him. Apparently, he's quite on our radar for a left back. Let's be real. If we need a left back, we can go and get one cheaper, because his name's Kieran Tierney and he's over in Real Sociedad. But he can't play inverted. He can't play inverted. Apparently, this manager has only got one way of playing, which is inverted. That's the only way that we can play football. If you can't invert, you can't play football. If you can't invert as a fullback, you can't play for Arsenal. Very, very odd. I don't get it. How about just defend and a fullback that can defend? Jesus, it gets really tiring, doesn't it? So, guys, that's a right back we've been linked with. There's a right centre back we've been linked with. There's a left back we've been linked with. And there's a holding midfielder / box to box midfielder that we've been linked with. But no strikers. No strikers. And I must say, that is very worrying. Because if we're going into the latter part of the season, the most important part of the season, particularly with the 2 trophies that we're left in with the Premier League and the Champions League, if we have any chance of getting anywhere near winning either of those, we need a centre forward. Because Eddie Nketiah is not cutting it. Eddie Nketiah is not cutting it. Jesus can't seem to get on his score sheet, but let's be real, when he does, he only gets 10 to 12 goals a season anyway. And then you've got Kai Havertz, who's got 4 goals and just looks absolutely horrendous at the moment. I just don't know what this guy's good at. He's not technically good, in my opinion, like people are telling me. I don't see any flair. I don't see any of this dribbling past players. I just see him standing there as a statue, letting the ball bounce off of him and passing it to a player. Might as well just get Giroud back at 37 years old, because honestly, it is just crazy what this guy is supposed to be good at. He's 6'4", he can't head a ball. I've seen him head now 4 times and he's missed every single one. One of them, it just hit him against Seville and Lens, and the guy just picked it up. Goalkeeper just picked it up. Other one was last night that went over the bar. I've had 3 more. They're a little bit more whipped in, more harder, but not impossible, over the bar. I've never seen anything like it with this guy. It is poor, poor football. I don't really feel like this guy's going to get any better in an Arsenal shirt. Oh, that's negative. That's toxic. Get out. What are you talking about? It's poor, man. And Mark sums it up. This is great, actually. Great comparison. Havertz looks like Peter Crouch, but without the goals. And do you know when Peter Crouch used to like stand around the pitch to think this is an awkward man? Like there's not much about him I like. He was technically good with his feet, Peter Crouch, and he could head a ball. I think he's actually got one of, if not the most headed goals in England. I mean, he's definitely up there with one of them if it isn't him. So that for me is a great comparison. I don't really see what Kai Havertz is going to bring to Arsenal to make them any better. But when people are telling me that we can't afford a striker because we've spent £65 million on Kai Havertz, I need to sort my recruitment out. I need to actually sort the recruitment team out then. Because if you're spending £27 million on a goalkeeper that you didn't need, £65 million on a player you didn't need, and then the rest of it on a player that's been injured, and then most of your budget on Declan Rice, you've got your problems the wrong way around, because £100 million on Rice is fine. But let's not get it twisted. If you need a striker, you don't go and spend £65 million on Havertz and then go, actually, he can play in both. He can play neither. I've seen him play everywhere. I've seen him play attacking 10, attacking 8, number 9. The guy's been clueless. And I just don't rate him. I'm sorry. You know, for a guy that's on, is it £300,000 a week? I don't rate him. I'm sorry. I really don't. And I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to be telling you all that this guy's going to come good. But trust me when I say it, he will not. He will not. It's just facts at the moment. You're halfway through a season. You know you've overpaid on this guy. When we could have had Cole Palmer, we could have had Szoboszlai, Maddison, Diaby, Kudus. Who else have I missed? There's other players I've missed as well that we could have got. Even Alexis McAllister at Liverpool. I know they're playing him more of a holding midfielder, but he would have been a good centre midfield option. It's absolutely mad when you look at it, man. It really, really is. The other thing that's mad is the amount of likes on this stream. What is going on, people? Over 430 in here. We haven't even got to 100 likes, peeps. Come on, do me a favour. You're supposed to be cheering me up. I'm in a bad mood, man. Arsenal are rubbish, and I'm going to get rinsed tonight on Race for Europe show. So do me a favour and like this video, please. Smash the like button up. All you got to do is come out of the like chat and live chat, smash the likes on it, and then it goes up to over 100, like it has already. Look at you people. There we go. I knew you could do it. Please keep going, man. The likes mean so much at times like this. There's a lot of content going out at the moment, a lot of transfer news, a lot of football content in general, and the only way we can grow this channel is to make sure that we hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, which is going very, very close to 14k now. So it's very, very, very simple. 2 buttons. It's very simple to do. It's absolutely free. And it goes likes, subscribe, done. So make sure we do that, please, people. 440 of you in here. Make sure that you can all get us up to around about 200 to 250 likes before this stream ends in the next few minutes. So make sure that we do that. Listen, I've got to talk about it very quickly. There's a lot of pressure on Mikel Arteta right now, and I can see why. I don't think there's anybody that could watch this scenario in front of their eyes and not have pressure on Mikel Arteta. Now, when I say pressure, I don't mean he's going to get sacked tomorrow. I actually will go as far to say that I think he's safe as long as he gets us top 4, because the Cronkies don't care. They will get Champions League football. They'll say, how much more do you want? Another 250 million, make it up to £1 billion spent, and then we go and spend money again. But where are we going as a football club if that's the case? Now, I'm going to give you 2 things here. I'm going to go on to Mikel Arteta, and I'm going to put pressure on him. And if we get to the end of this season and we're in a top 4 race and we're out of everything, he needs to go. And if he does not go, then I'm coming for the ownership. Arteta, fair play to you, mate. You're doing your best. It ain't good enough. It's these owners now. You keep doing what you're doing. I've got nothing against you, Mikel. It's all on the owners. That's what I'm going to be like at the end of the season. Should I see what is happening at the moment continue, there's going to be huge problems at the Arsenal. There really is going to be huge problems at the Arsenal. And I can't actually believe that we're in this position again. And I really didn't believe that we were going to be in this position this early. I thought we might struggle. I thought we might. And I honestly just need to see a reaction now. I need to see bounce back. I need to see somebody telling me that this is all going to be fine in the coming days. And I just don't know that it is. A lot of people are Arteta out. Some are saying he's under huge pressure to win at Palace. Otherwise, there's going to be questions. There should be questions already. I tell you where I will be done is if we lose to Porto. That's where I'll be done, because we haven't improved. We've regressed already in the league with 5 points off. This time last season, we were flying high. We're in a position right now where we have to win one of the biggest 2 major honours for him to have a successful season. Because unfortunately, unless he has a title race until the last day of the season and gets to a final of a Champions League, you can't sit there and say he's had a good season. You certainly can't say he's a successful season without winning anything. There's context, of course. I understand it. But let's be real. There's a lot of problems right now that are lying at not just Mikel Arteta's door, but actually quite a lot of the members of our board and our ownership. Because Arsenal Football Club is huge, man. They're absolutely huge. And I don't think we can be real about this situation, if we just allow it to continue, like a team such as Sheffield United, Burnley, or maybe even Everton would. This is Arsenal Football Club with the third biggest team in England. We need to start acting like it, and the owners do as well. And I'm sick and tired of hearing this. Mikel needs this, Mikel needs that. No, Mikel's had 4 years. Mikel's had £700 million. Name me another manager that has. There ain't many. There ain't many that get this. There ain't many that have got £700 million. So let's just be real. Let's just call a spade a spade. Let's not try and beat around the bush all the time. Let's just look at what's happening in front of us and let's see how we can improve it and let's see a solution. Because for me, there's so many excuses. Doesn't matter. Don't matter FC. Out the Carabao Cup, it don't matter. Out the FA Cup, it don't matter. Champions League, oh, we go out of that, it don't matter. We're there for the league. Oh, we come third or fourth. Oh, right, don't matter. We go again, get more of it. No, it does matter. It's not don't matter FC. It does matter. The amount of excuses we've got. We are the what if, man. The amount of times I hear this fan base making excuses for this club, it makes me sick. Absolutely embarrassing, some of them. Oh, what if Henry scored in that Champions League final, Arsenal would have won it? What if David Dean never left? What if Vieira and Ashley Cole never left? What if we never moved to the Emirates? What if Peter Hillwood would have done X, Y, Z before he passed away? What if we would have got this in? What if we would have had no injury to Eduardo? What if we would have won the league that year? What if Saliba wouldn't have got injured? We would have won the league this last year. What if Leicester weren't good that year? We would have actually won the league instead of them in a fluke season. Nah, sick of it. Too many excuses at this football club, man. And on that note, I'm out of here. Arsenal link with players. Make sure you do me a favour. Like this, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you join us tonight after the Man United Wigan game. Straight after, 10:15, Race for Europe show on here. It'll be myself and all of the other guys representing all of the teams that are fighting for Europe. And we are going to be discussing all things football this weekend. And it ain't going to be very pretty for me. So make sure you like, subscribe, so you get the notification bell on as well, so that it lets you know when that is. Tonight, 10:15, we'll be back and we'll see you then. Take it easy, people. We're out of here. Peace.